Hello, it's Dawn Michelle from Boho Tarot, and today I thought I'd share with you what's on my shelves. So a lot of times in my videos, now that I've rearranged my office, you get to see all my shelves behind me. And I've had some people ask, what is on my shelf? So today I thought we would take a little bit of a bookshelf tour. Starting off up here, we have just a bunch of my fiction titles, and these are some of my favorite authors and favorite series, mostly. I don't keep most of my fiction books. These are just the ones that I really enjoyed, so I went ahead and kept them. I also have a few tarot decks popped in here and there as well. So on this shelf, we kind of have like what I would sort of consider like my altar space, or really kind of the closest thing I have to an altar space. I have one of my little crystal skulls here. This is Plath, and her counterpart Poe is on the other side. A little angel crystal there. I have my little goddess statue. This is a little Mary statue that came with my Mysteries of Mary deck. In here is my actual Mysteries of Mary deck, which I love. And then in this box is actually some of my rosaries and my devotional prayer beads and things like that, most of them that I've made. On the other side here is kind of like the other side of that is kind of, I think of it as sort of like my dark goddess, or my triple goddess altar. So I have my little triple goddess statue that I absolutely love. Here is Poe. He's hanging out over here. And then I have my little green man tree and my little cauldron there, which is really cute. So over here is all of my wintry type decks that I primarily use during the winter. We have the Tarot of Plants, the Stunning Tarot, we have the Dark Days Tarot. Now, of course, I don't only use these decks during the winter. They're just decks that have a very wintry feel to me. This is my Black Lily Tarot. Probably won't open all of these or we'll be here forever. We have the Wild Unknown. We have the Naked Heart, the Wanderer's Tarot, the Sassurabito, the Thelema Tarot. This is my Moon Void Tarot. This will be a great game. Can I tell you what's in all the bags? I can. The Anna K. This is my full-size edition. So I also have a little trimmed edition too. This is my Johannes Jaeus, which is actually in a bag and still in its box. So that one's special because it gets 2 containers. This is my Darkness of Light. And I believe this is the 2nd edition, although I could be wrong. This little one here is my little trimmed Yolanda Tarot. I love this deck. I need to get it out more often. It's another fun thing about going through your decks. You can see, oh, I love this deck. I forgot I had it type of thing. This is my little trimmed Mystical Tarot. I love this one too. This is my Osho Zen, which still hasn't gotten a real bag because I need to make one for it. I do have the fabric for it, so it's just in one of these like little cheapy drawstring bags. And then this one is my, very tightly in here, my World Spirit Tarot. So that's all the decks that I kind of keep in this particular bin. This is where I consider my sort of wintry decks. Now, again, that doesn't necessarily mean winter in terms of when I use them, just wintry in terms of that's kind of the energy they have for me. And then in this basket is all of my spring decks. You can see I don't have near as many in here, and part of that is because I have been working on sort of culling my collection, and I've already gone through my spring decks. I'm kind of doing that as I do my videos. So we have the Herb Crafter's Tarot, which I still have not worked with. The Margaret Peterson Tarot, still have not worked with, but those are 2 that I definitely want to work with. My Textured Tarot, which is one of my favorites, but I hate the cardstock. Let's just be honest about it. the Tarot di Maria Celia. I love this one. It's a little tarot in a tin. I tend to take it places with me. In here is my line strider, which is upside down. And then we have my Paulina. Love that one too. They're all gonna start falling down. This one is my little trimmed lover's path that I did. This is my Tarot of Transformation, which is another one of my favorite decks. That doesn't do you any good. I can see it there. This one is the new edition of the mass market Antique Anatomy Tarot, and because it's quite a bit bigger than the first one, it actually doesn't fit in the bag I made. So I need to make a bigger bag for it, but you can tell how much of a difference there was because it wouldn't fit in the bag that I made. Those back in there. This one is my Fairy Tale Tarot, my Lisa Hunt Fairy Tale Tarot. This is the Spanish edition though, because I won't pay for the English one because it's out of print. This is my Dreaming Way Tarot, which again is another one that I've trimmed, and it is one of my favorite decks. Although I'm, again, not fond of the cardstock, but love the deck. This one is the Tarot of a Lucid Dream, which I believe was a Kickstarter, but I got it in a trade or a Facebook sale. I love this little deck. I don't think I've seen many other people show it. And this, of course, is my Spacious Tarot. So that is kind of all of the spring decks that I have. You can see I've culled quite a bit from that collection, which has been kind of nice because I'm trying to just get my decks down to just the main ones that I want to work with and use on a regular basis. So on this shelf, I've kind of like my, I don't know, miscellaneous books, just some different kind of nonfiction books that I have. I have the, let's see if I can do this, the Wheels of Life here, the Cosmic Messengers, the Renaissance Soul, Big Magic, that's one of my favorite books, Light is the New Black, Rise Sister Rise, the Akashic Records, The Simplicity of Cozy, Connecting with the Angels, Made Easy, that's one of the Kyle Gray books, Watercolor with Me in the Forest, still need to do that one. Awake in the World, this is the Goddess Wisdom Made Easy. Mother of God, Similar to Fire. That's a wonderful book of poetry about Mary. Then we have Reveal by Megan Watterson, love that one too. The Tao of Pooh, that's another one of my favorites. This is kind of a mismatch. Writers Gone Wild, Meditation Made Easy, How to Make Books, Rebound, Otherworldly. This is a fun book. It's like strange quotes from books and around the world and whatnot. A far better thing to do is actually a literary activity book. How to Keep a Spiritual Journal, Whole Body Healing, and of course Lisa's book, The Self-Worth Path. So over here in this little basket is where kind of like my working tarot stuff. This is my tarot journal, some decks, some books, decks I'm working with, you know, just kind of random things. It's right here next to my desk, so I can just real quick grab it and go. So moving along to the other side of the room, we have my primary tarot shelves. So up here we have Holistic Tarot, Origins of the Tarot, my tarot bound book, Tarot Correspondences, Tarot Wisdom, 78 Degrees of Wisdom, The Essential Lenormand, The Complete Lenormand Handbook, Tarot for Troubled Times, The Marseille Tarot Revealed. Up top there is the Tarot Handbook. Then we have the Book of Thoth, the Book M, Libra Mundi, Untold Tarot, Pathworking the Tarot, Tarot Inspired Life, and then it goes into all of my guidebooks. And on top, on the other side, we have the Book of Tarot and one of my Chic Sparrow journals. And on this shelf, we have some of my journals that I'm currently working with, journals that I was working with, and then we have all of the books that I'm studying and or reading. So this is kind of the shelf of all my reference materials.
So I have my seasonal grimoire that I'm working on, my Witch's Herbal Apothecary book, the Magical Writing Grimoire, Psychic Witch, Astrology Made Easy, and then I have all my rune books. So I have Nordic Runes, the Runes of Elfland, Taking Up the Runes, Nina's Spiral Rune deck is in there, and for some reason the Antique Anatomy Tarot, because why not? So in this little basket here is all of my sort of goddess and or self-care type of decks, or decks that I use primarily for self-care or goddess work. So this one is my goddess knowledge cards. I love these cards. Of course, I have my Dark Goddess Tarot. This one is getting ready to come out mass market. And there's Hecate right on the top because I've been doing a lot of work with her. And I love this deck. It's definitely one of my favorites. It's so powerful. I so love working with it. Definitely one that gets used quite frequently in my collection. Another goddess deck is just the Goddess Oracle, which we're probably not going to see many oracles in this collection because my oracles are all in bins. I tend to use this one a lot with my self-care readings in conjunction with my Amber and Aura Tarot. So I tend to read with these two together. Again, this is another deck that I almost exclusively use for my self-care readings, which I absolutely love. Another self-care kind of deck and pair that I use is the White Sage Tarot. I use the White Sage Tarot, throw that anywhere. I use the White Sage Tarot for self-care readings, but primarily what I use it for is kind of mindful moments, and I've talked about this in other videos. And another deck that I use for self-care work a lot of times, as well as sort of mindful moment work, is the Land Sky Oracle. And here we go again, going through decks. This is going to be a forever long video. But again, love the artwork in this deck. This is a really great one for mindfulness and meditation. Another little kind of deck that I do use a lot for self-care, but it's not exclusively for self-care because I find that it works for a lot of different things. And that is the Mesquite Tarot. This again is another one that's an indie deck that I believe is out of print but coming mass market. I do believe, but I love that one. It's one of my favorites. Another deck that I use kind of for not just self-care but kind of like more spiritual readings, believe it or not, is the Spirit Song Tarot. I'm just dropping cards everywhere. And I really love this deck. It's one of my favorites. It's one that kind of surprised me because this was just on the cusp of me getting to work with animal decks, or really coming into my own working with animal decks. And this one was really kind of key to that. And I really enjoy working with it. Of course, I have my Guardian Angel Tarot because I just love this deck. This is my grandma deck. This is my, when I need a hug from grandma, this is the deck I go to. I just love this one. And this is one that I actually read the messages. So even though it's a tarot, I kind of use it more like an oracle. When I need that kind of grandma hug, this is the deck that I pull. Another angel deck that I absolutely love is this Archangel Gabriel deck. I know I've shown this one several times on my channel too. I love the like Renaissance artwork in this. I just really love that look of it. And the messages are pretty good too. The messages I do have to say kind of surprised me that they were actually, I don't know, I don't want to say decent, but yeah, decent. And this one is the Angel Blessings card. And this is a deck, I believe this is out of print. I could be wrong. This is a very used copy that I got off of eBay. It's wonderfully aged and in really good shape. There are a couple cards that do have a little bit of wear and tear on them, but overall, I love this deck. Look at that edging. I did not do that. That's natural edging, right? We spend like an hour edging a deck to get it to look like that. So these are my main sort of self-care and goddess decks. So on this shelf, we kind of have like really some of my favorite decks. I have my Star Child Tarot, my Moon Child. This is my combined Work Your Light and Star Seed that I made, and the Yogic Path. This basket is some of my like favorite decks and or decks that I am planning on working with soon. This is my Tildwig Tarot. I love this deck. I use this deck a lot for meditative work. This one is my new trimmed efflorescent tarot, and despite the fact that the mod about killed me, I absolutely love this deck, and I still enjoy working with it quite frequently. So that's another one of my kind of a newer favorite, but definitely a favorite. This one here is my trimmed Anna Kay. So I trimmed this copy down to be the same size as my Llewellyn because I used them in readings together. And I do have a deck diaries video on the Anna Kay, and I show how I actually work with this deck with a Llewellyn as well. This is my Tarot de St. Croix, which is the deck that I'm currently working with. So that's why it's kind of sitting out here, because it is my main deck. This is my Solera Occulto. I love this deck. Absolutely love it. It's one of my favorites. This is my Dreamkeepers Tarot, and this one is still in order because I am looking to do a deep dive with this. But, oh, I just love this deck. I do believe this one's coming out mass market because I think the indie edition is out of print now. But I think I heard through the grapevine that maybe it might be coming mass market. This is my Animal Divine, my Lisa Hunt Animals Divine. I love this deck. The Semi-Llewellyn, probably my two favorite decks if I had to pick. If I had to pick two, these would be the two. Let's go with this one because this one is another favorite and I lost the button off it. This is my Nicoletta Ciccoli Tarot, which I've completely restructured. I trimmed, I rebacked, I restructured it. I do have a whole video on this process on my channel, which I'll try to remember to link. But you can also just find it by searching for Nicoletta Ciccoli on my channel. And I love that deck. I use that deck quite often as well. These two are decks that I want to be working with soon, hopefully. This is my new Shining Tribe Tarot, and I'm really excited to work with the book and the deck, but mostly the book. I like the deck, but I haven't worked with it, so I don't really have a whole lot of thought on it quite yet. And this is the Tabula Mundi, which, okay, even though I haven't worked with it, I love the images in this deck. I'm hoping to do a deep dive and learn Thoth here before too long. That's definitely on my list to do, but I'm so looking forward to working with this deck and so looking forward to getting to know it. And of course you might be wondering, why is my little Llewellyn not in there? Because this actually sits out on my table all the time. That's why it's not out here. Do you want me to show it to you again? I know you've seen it 100 times. But let's just look one more time because, you know, it's my favorite. I love this deck. But the reason it's not in a bin is because this deck actually it sits out on my table all the time and it goes places with me and it's just always at hand. So it kind of has a special place. So that is all the decks in my kind of favorites bin. And then over here, I have just a couple more of my favorite decks. We have the Victorian Romantic, the Muse Tarot, and the Forager's Daughter. So those are just kind of some of my favorite ones. Moving along, we have my decks that have a summery vibe, which is totally overflowing because unlike the first two bins, I have not worked my way through this one yet. I have the New Century Tarot in here, which is one that Lisa sent to me to check out. This is my very favorite trimmed tarot of the She. Love this one. Love how they're all like upside down so you can't even see them. But again, that's one that shows up frequently on my channel, right? This is my trimmed first edition Star Tarot, and I gotta be perfectly honest with you, I don't even have my second edition in here. It's in a bag or in a box in my closet because I just don't use it. I like my first edition. I'm attached to it. This is my new little trimmed Mythical Goddesses. This isn't really like a full-on deck collection. I'm just showing you what's on my shelves. Because I do have more tarot decks that are in the closet. This is my trimmed Crystal Tarot. This is another one of my favorites too. I tend to take that one with me as well. Let's see what else is in here. We have the Everyday Enchantment, which is one that's still on my list to work with. The Tarot of a Trance, which is the one I bought at the Northwest Tarot Symposium. Haven't worked with that one yet, but looking forward to it. This is my Minoan Tarot, which is one that I really do love. The Universal Fantasy Tarot. This was another one that I got at the Northwest Tarot Symposium. This was one of the giveaway decks, and I still haven't worked with it, but I'm really going to. This is my Dreams of Gaia, which I know looks terrible because it's in this plastic bag, but I was trying to get rid of the big box. And I need to make a bag for it. I have fabric for it, I just haven't done it yet. So this one here is my Gypsy Palace. Why do I put them all in that way? I guess I just like to look at the backs. This one is my Tarot Illuminati. I think that's what it's called. This is my my over the top deck. I think I showed this one. Well, I showed all of these in my summer deck collection. So you will have seen all of these before. This one is my little trimmed Delos first edition. There we go with the backs again. So what good does that do? So I guess while I'm here, I'll flip them all around. This one is my very favorite Wizards Tarot. Love that one. I love the bag I made for this one. This was during when everything was shut down and I couldn't go get fabric, so I used what I had. This is my Cosmic Tarot, which is also another trimmed deck. I love this one as well too. This is my Chamonix Tarot, which is still to this day in this terribly wonky bag that was like the very first bag I ever made, or one of the first bags. I love this deck. This is like kind of, I don't know, sort of what I would consider a soul deck if there was one. I should probably make it a new bag considering how kind of special it is to me. This is my little Tarot of the Trees. I think this is the 9th edition because I think the 10th edition is what's coming out soon, which I have ordered and very excited about. This is our camping deck. This is the one that we take camping, and all the kids practice giving readings to each other with that one. This is my Chrysalis Tarot, which is one I just worked with not too long ago. And finally, we have my Saki Saki Tarot. Again, has the backs. So yeah, I love that one too. That one's got great funny illustrations. So that is all of the decks that are in my summer basket. In the middle there is my Art of Love Tarot, which is one that I tend to use a lot when I'm just finishing up my work day. And then this overflowing basket is all my sort of autumn decks. And this one is overflowing as well because again, I need to clean it out. This is my Forest of Enchantment Tarot, and you'll notice that these are all tarot. I only keep tarot in my baskets. This one is my the Fantastical Creatures, the Lisa Hunt one. Fantastical Creatures. I don't know why that totally spaced that. This one is my little trimmed, here we go again, upside down, Anima Mundi. So love that one. Did a mod with me on my channel for that. I almost didn't make that bag big enough. This one is the Isidore Tarot, I think. Yeah, Isidore Tarot. And yeah, I really like this one too. This is a Make Playing Cards or Printer Studio, one of those. Some of my bags, like the wonky ones I keep and I sell the nice ones. So most of my bags are kind of wonky. This one is my Spellcasters, my Modern Spellcasters. I love this deck. See, I'm trying not to go through them all because we're going to be here forever if I do. So let's hurry this along. I do have collection videos on my channel. I am currently working through my 2020 collection as well. So this is my new, what is the name? Incidental. I also did a mod with me on my channel, this one as well. Love this. See, here I go again showing cards, and I need to stop that. But I love to show my cards. That's one of the reasons why I started my channel, right? So I could show cards. Okay, what have we got here? This is the Zombie Tarot. Love the Zombie Tarot. This one is my Madame Lydia Wilhelmina's Tarot. This is a really cool deck. We'll see this one probably come out in the fall because I love this deck. It's like funky and weird and yeah, kind of creepy, and I kind of love it. That's that one. My Santa Muerta. Love that one as well. That one's got a great sense of humor. This is my gigantic Ancestral Path, and I made my bag so tight, like it barely fits in there, but that's what's in there. This is my Pagan Other Worlds, and I have decided this one is getting a trim because it's just too big for me to work with. So at some point, we'll be seeing that on my channel as well. This one is another one of my Lisa Hunt decks, and it is the Ghosts and Spirits. Yeah, Ghosts and Spirits. I'm trying to collect all the Lisa Hunt decks because I just love her artwork. I love her decks. This is my Tarot of a Hidden Realm. Again, upside down. I mean, some of these we've seen like a million times, right? We don't need to see them again, but sometimes it's fun to see old favorites. This is going to be a really long video. This one is my Hudes Tarot. Love this deck too. It's one of my favorites. This one is my Second Nature Tarot. Again, which I love this deck. Should probably bring this one out and play with it. I'm gonna start putting them back in here. I'm running out of space. This is my Carnival at the End of the World, which again is another one. I've trimmed this one and I love it. I etched it in funky colors. So much fun. This is my Universal Worth Tarot. And I really like this one because it has Worth's Majors and Picard Minors. I can find a minor, which I just love. I love his minors. I love the representation of them. I think they're so cool. And this one I've actually backed in contact paper. That was a fun mod. A mod that actually went fairly well. That was prior to my YouTube days. This is my Green Witch Tarot. Love this one too. Just another one of my favorites. This is my Wooden Tarot. I love this one too. Like I said, we're going to be here forever. Love that deck. A lot of these I use year round too. It's just, this is kind of my way of being able to organize them and so that I can find things. Because for me, every deck has an energy, and if I know what energy that I'm looking for, then I can find the deck that I need for that. Because I have a lot of decks and it gets hard to comb through them all. This is obviously the Druid Craft and I've trimmed mine. And this is the copy that I am currently repainting. I don't know where any of the painted cards are. But I have a whole video of this on my channel where I show how I am repainting this deck. I'm literally painting in all the accents on the deck. And of course, if you want to see more in detail my deck collection, I will leave a link to that playlist in the description box below. So here on this shelf is just kind of some extra decks or whatever. I haven't found a home for them yet. We have my 2 copies of the Llewellyn. One is my original bordered copy, and then I have a second copy to do a mod with me. This is the Celtic Tree Oracle, which is a deck that I haven't opened yet, but we'll be working with. Have my second edition Mary L that I still haven't opened yet. The Darkwood Tarot that I need to do a walkthrough on. This is the new dream reading cards, which I recently did a walkthrough on. Those are from Rockpool. My Magical Mermaids and Dolphins, my Angel Tarot, and my Housewives Tarot. Just random tarots over here. So over here we have kind of some more of my witchy books. We have Celtic Magic, Midsummer, Samhain. These are the 2 Llewellyn Sabbats, part of their series. The Witch's Book of Self-Care, The House Witch, The Way of the Hedge Witch. I've had this one for, I don't know, at least 10 years, if not more. Whenever it first came out, like I've had this one a really long time. That was kind of foundational for my personal practice, as well as this one, Witchcrafting. I also have The Witch's Altar, Sigil Witchery, and Weave the Liminal. Those are all by Laura Zakroff. And then we have Witchcrafting by Phyllis Carrot. I'm not sure if I said her name right. And her Book of Shadows, which is really interesting because it's kind of like a memoir. Then I also have Avalon Within. I have this one in ebook too, which is where I started reading it. And then I realized that there's like a whole bunch of pictures and stuff that I wasn't getting in the ebook. So I bought the print edition. And then I also have the Mythic Moons of Avalon. That's kind of an addition to, I haven't read that one yet, but still working on it. Maiden Mother Crone, I just finished that one, really enjoyed it. Crafting Magic with Pen and Ink, that's another one I've had forever. This is A Witch Alone. This is the one we did in Giselle of Mad Witch. We did it in her book club a while back. Starhawk the Spiral Dance. Again, that's another one that I've had a really long time. This is The Secret Doctrine and Llewellyn's Book of Correspondences. So that's just kind of a look at some of my witchy books, or the main ones that I keep on the shelf. I have lots of other ones. Some of them are packed away, some of them I have on Kindle, but generally these are the ones that I tend to kind of keep on hand. And this is the other side of my office, which is where I primarily do my regular work, my day job, and my video editing and all that kind of stuff. So this is really like my kind of favorite shelf. Here we have my Dame Darcy Queen Alice and my Mermaid Tarot, the Inner Compass Oracle, and then those 3 boxes are my Ophidia Rosa, my Maiden Oracle, and my Pythia Botanica. We have my Gina Day. The flower journal here is my journal for my deep dive with the Ophidia Rosa. Some of my favorite books, my little rose quartz skull. And then this is a little set that I have had since I was like 13 years old. So it's somehow managed to travel with me, so I keep putting it up, and it just kind of feels like it fits right in here. And then up here is a collection of some of my other favorite decks. We have my Touchstone, my Majestic Earth, the Golden Tarot, the other Golden Tarot, the Influence of Angels, the Game of Thrones, and just some other decks that I really like. So there you have it, a very in-depth and lengthy look at everything that is on my bookshelves. If you are interested, there is a master list of links in the description box below so that you can find anything that I've shown here. I hope you enjoyed this video and will join me again soon for more creative tarot for an inspired life.